And welcome to the first game of the round in the MSL, a blockbuster clash between Condors FC and the Scarborough Sharks. And lineups for the Condors: Claudio Campesano starting alongside Nicholas Canast, Giovanni Migliorelli and Pablo Vargas. On the bench, Felipe Vera, Rodrigo Silva, and Cristobal Zuniga in net. And for the Scarborough Sharks, it's Flynn Nolan lining up alongside Ash Rowson, Miguel de Oliveira and Daniel Bergqvist. Jiga Hingraja starting in net. And what a goal! Claudio Campesano finding the top corner inside the opening minute to put Condors in the lead. That one will be a goal of the week contender for sure. Hingraja not warmed up, not expecting a shot of that quality to come so early in the match. And how can the Sharks respond? De Oliveira, Caspian Migliorelli, and looking for the quick response for the Condors defense hold up. Nolan giving away a little cheaply. Canast on the break. Migliorelli, Campesano inside, Canast. Back to Campesano, finds Vargas. The Condors are looking up for it tonight. Migliorelli loses out to De Oliveira in the challenge, but the whistle's gone. And Pablo Vargas to take the free kick for the Condors. Across to Campesano. Back to Vargas. Down the line. Just couldn't quite keep it in. Giovanni Migliorelli. Bergqvist. Nolan. Ball looking through for De Oliveira, but now the Condors break forward in numbers. Migliorelli tipped away by Hingraja. That was a smart save. And a corner to follow for the Condors. Migliorelli with a chance. Still going. Toes it on. De Oliveira blocks it. Across to Migliorelli. But a loose ball from the Condors. Number 6 as not giving the required 5 meters of distance. Nolan will get a retake. Nolan, De Oliveira, a couple of step overs, lovely to see, but just can't quite keep it in the field of play. Campesano with the sideline ball. Can the Condors cause the Sharks their first upset of the season? We talked about it in the pre-game preview. Said it wasn't necessarily likely, but definitely not inconceivable. The Condors are a very good side. They got really unlucky last week to go down to the Phoenix. Had plenty of chances on the day, and you can see all that hunger and almost anger is coming out today. They look like they're up for it. The Sharks have the players to match it, but the Condors have definitely had the better of the two starts. Cleared away by Campesano. Into Hingraja. Ash Rowson. Bergqvist. Back to Rowson. Ball down the line for Oliveira is good. Vargas. Back to Campesano. Canast. Migliorelli. Across to Vargas. Inside. Canast. Looking for the return ball to Vargas. It was the right idea from the Condors, number 7. Just couldn't quite get the execution on point. As Hingraja, a long throw, but a little too high. It hits the roof. Migliorelli to Vargas. And on the ball again here, Pablo Vargas. Back to Campesano. Inside, Migliorelli. Canast. Lovely ball. Campesano. A great sliding block by Miguel de Oliveira, who I should mention is currently the 4th top scorer in the league with 7 goals to his account. Can he add to that tally now? De Oliveira. But cleaned up by the Condors, and they've got the free kick. Mir Fetabegovic on now for the Sharks. The big target with the lovely mullet, sporting the yellow jomis, who'll be looking to make an instant impact. De Oliveira lining this one up from distance. He's the man the Sharks call the set-piece specialist. But that one blocked away by Migliorelli. And a sideline ball to follow. Campesano. Vargas back to Campesano. Finds Canast in the centre. Has got 2 to beat. And gets the sideline ball. Fetabegovic. Nolan. Across the court to Rowson. De Oliveira back to Rowson. Nolan. De Oliveira looking to turn beyond Campesano. The number 14 marshalled him well. Nolan, player of the round last week. Scored a couple of cracking goals against the Pumas. Many saying he was robbed of goal of the week. I think there was definitely a case for that claim to be made, as the Condors with a free kick nearing on the halfway line. Felipe Vera checks on, along with the number 3, who I'll just check the team sheet quickly, is Ignacio Guajardo. Campesano's shot blocked by Fetabegovic. Cristobal Zuniga. Canast. Toes it on. Vera scored an important goal a couple of weeks ago in their 2-1 defeat of Alliance. Vera out wide and a return to Guajardo. And leave a score prediction in the comment. What way do you think this game is going to go? Will we see an upset? It's been a cracking start so far. An early goal from Campesano. And a screamer at that. It's Miguel de Oliveira. Levels the scoring for the Scarborough Sharks. It's his 8th of the season. But probably his most important one yet. Because the Sharks have not trailed in a match for a while. And will we see that goal shift the momentum? We talked about him earlier, said if anyone's going to score, it's going to be him. And he draws level with Luke Ross and Luke Christie in equal second position. If he can get one more, he'll go equal top with Ali Milham for the Golden Boot race. And that's a harsh challenge on Flynn Nolan. And the Scarborough Sharks get a foul. No card coming out though. Nolan with the free kick deep across to Fetabegovic. Down the line. But David Craig can't control. Craig doing bits in the Winter SFL this season. Playing for Mandurah Waves. He's a good target. I like the look of him. He's developed a lot through playing the Superliga B over the last year or so. And here's a handy addition to the Scarborough Sharks side. To have some much needed depth on the likes of Chevelle and the Eustasens are away. Nolan. De Oliveira looking for the 1-2 with Nolan. Guajardo, lovely ball across the court. And now a chance. Santa Benes! But a great save by Hingracia, who was left as the last line of the Scarborough Sharks defense. Nolan, Craig, gives it away. Canast! A lovely challenge from Craig to make up for it. And Hingrasia. Canast kept the ball alive, even though it looked like it was going to go out. Hingrasia rushed across his D to make the second stop. Santabanez across the court. Fires off the right, blocked by De Oliveira. Headed on, headed back by Craig. Gajardo's got it. Long ball, Canast cuts inside. Ball to the back post. Vera! That's 2-1 to the Condors. They retake the lead. It was created by Nicholas Canast, finished by Felipe Vera. The Scarborough Sharks, after just leveling moments ago, find themselves down once again as we see the former Australian men's team player Emmanuel Harahiru on for the Sharks. Also the AFA state coach for Western Australia. He's always handy to pull out some exquisite tricks as we see him now, but just giving that one away. Craig wins it back up the other end. Craig trying to power his way through. Rodrigo Silva evades the challenge, and here's Gajardo. Santabanez. Vera cuts inside, trying to get beyond Nolan. Nolan's won it back, and Vera with the professional foul. He may very well go into the referee's notebook. Jonathan Silas walking over, but it looks like the cards stay in his pocket this time. So GK Midi, the prediction 4-3 to the Scarborough Sharks. Diego Gonzalez obviously supporting the Condors, and Craig with a challenge from behind. That is a yellow card. And a free kick just inside the half for the Condors. Rodrigo Silva, we haven't seen him in ages. It's great to see him back in the top flight of WA futsal. I've been noticing he's played in the Super League C over the past couple of weeks, so maybe you're recovering from an injury. As we say that, Vera on the turn. A smart save by Hingrasia. Santabanez circles back. Cristobal Zuniga knows he can't touch it. And almost given away there, but Vera is on the break. They've got numbers forward. Craig with the little touch. Vera all the way back. Gajardo off the right. Hingrasia comfortable save in the end. Nolan. Harahiru. Long ball over. Vera Silva rather wins it back. And now it's Felipe Vera. Santabanez. Rodrigo Silva, the left footer for the Condors. Back to Santabanez. A very strong squad for the Condors today. A couple of players who featured quite heavily last season but have been absent for a while are back in the side. Gajardo waiting for options. Santabanez back to Gajardo. Goes himself, Ignacio Gajardo. He's got the speed on Harahiru. Ball to the back post. Nolan with the clearance. And David Craig looks to turn. And a foul going the way of the Scarborough Sharks. So this contest really heating up. The Condors are on 4 fouls. The Sharks are on 3. Will we see a 10-metre penalty before halftime? Ash Rowson back on for the Sharks. His ball a little misguided. Can't pick out Nolan's centre court. Santabanez. Still going Santabanez. Hingrasia clearing any danger after Santabanez walked through the Sharks defence. And rolling all the way through to Hingrasia. Harahiru Rowson, great ball. Nolan can't direct it, goal bound. Rowson with the sideline ball for the Sharks. Harahiru with space to drive into. Rowson goes down the line trying to take on Migliorelli. And that's another foul. It's a soft foul. I don't think that was a foul personally, but nevertheless, I think the Condors are on 5 fouls. It should be the 5th foul for the Condors. And the buzzer goes, it is. So any more fouls for the South Americans, and the men in yellow will go straight to the 10-meter mark. They're just going to see this lead out going into halftime. Can't afford to take any chances. Nolan, Harahiru! Nolan with the toe poke! And that free kick proving costly. Harahiru with the hold-up play. It's what he was selected for Australia to do only 7 years ago. Hold up the ball, lays it off into the path of Nolan, who went whack with the toey. Zuniga stranded. And with just under 5 minutes to go, the scores are now level. What a cracking contest we've had so far. Such high intensity. It really could go either way. I've liked the look in Nicholas Kinas for the Condors. Along with that, Pablo Vargas has also been quite good. But the Scarborough Sharks, you can't go past De Oliveira and Nolan, who are the 2 goal scorers. They've been the standouts for me so far. And a timeout for the Condors, who are probably just going to try and make sure they don't give away another foul. They don't want their problems to go from bad to worse. The Sharks are very jolly from that timeout. They're happy to level. And they're in the driving seat now. They've got the momentum. And they've got the Condors walking on eggshells. 4 minutes to go, plus stop clock territory is a long time to see out with 5 fouls on the board. De Oliveira heads it down. Bergqvist. But only as far as Migliorelli now. Campesano. Inside. Vargas. Migliorelli. Can't quite keep it in. Ingracia. Nolan. The Condors allowing the Sharks to bring the ball forward. De Oliveira. Around the corner. Lovely play. Was that another foul? The referee, she has bought it in the end. De Oliveira's gone down. And that's the 6th foul. I didn't quite see it. My eyes were on the ball, but De Oliveira looks to be in a lot of pain. I didn't think it was going to get given for a second. It was called very late. And I'm not sure if we can see it on the replay. It doesn't look like we caught it, but it will be a 10-meter penalty for the Scarborough Sharks. And De Oliveira looks to be in an awful lot of pain. An elbow to the jaw, perhaps. And he makes his way to the bench for a drink. It's going to be Flynn Nolan from the 10-meter mark with a chance to put Sharks in the lead just before halftime. The Condors bench are not happy about it. They don't think it was a foul. Sharks with a real good chance after being a goal down only moments ago. It's Nolan first, Zuniga. And Nolan scores! Second of the match for Flynn Nolan. But he's going to be going into the book after celebrating in the face of Nicholas Kinas. And the Condors trying to claim that one as a foul. It was off the ball. It won't count, but Nolan will be on a booking for the rest of the match. Kinas, Campesano. This game really firing up. Every likelihood of another 10-meter penalty. And that is, I think, the 4th foul for the Sharks. Yeah, so Sharks on 4 fouls now. De Oliveira with some retaliation. Campesano fires from range. That one wasn't as good as his first. Hingracia. Rowson. You can see he's eyeing out that long ball. And almost picking up De Oliveira's run. Migliorelli. Vargas. Finds Campesano on the overlap. Back to Vargas. Centers it. Migliorelli. And that is a foul. So Sharks are on 5 fouls now. Both sides can't believe it. Daniel Bergqvist, I think he's gone into the book. So a foul at either end going into stop clock territory. And we will see a penalty. So it's a yellow card for Dan Bergqvist. And a chance. 12 or so meters out from goal for the Condors. Can they pull level? It's Giovanni Migliorelli, the number 6, standing over it. And if this one goes in, it will be another momentum switcher. The Condors will have the Sharks on 5 fouls and the scores will be level. Sharks look to be the more aggressive of the bunch in the last minute or so. There's a good save from Hingracia. Denies it. And the toe poke follow-up shot missing the goal. So yeah, the Condors gave away 3 or 4 fouls in quick succession. Now it looks to be the Sharks who quite literally have shark eyes. As it looks like Amanda Lynch has called a timeout, and I say a smart one at that. Just got to calm her side down. Don't want to be doing anything stupid. The fouls from Miguel De Oliveira and Daniel Bergqvist have just been stupid. They've been silly in retaliation to the earlier foul from the Condors, and now both sides in foul trouble. 2 minutes of stop clock time to go. The Sharks hold a 1-goal lead. Flynn Nolan scoring 2, De Oliveira the other, and it was Vera and Campesano who found themselves on the score sheet for the Condors. But a great game so far. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one and can't wait to see what's to come in the second half. Seth McPherson, one of the stars in the Super League C's, tipping 5-5. It's not a bad prediction the way this game's going. GK Midi tip 4-3. I think we might see more goals than that. We've still got another half of futsal to play. And just touching on the next match, just Longobardo against the Footscarves. Again, another game too close to call. It's what's been good about the Super League this season, the unpredictability of the competition. There isn't really a standout side. Before this match, maybe you could have argued that the Sharks were an echelon above the rest, but the Condors, I think, sit in 7th or 8th position, and they're matching them so far. Only trail by the solitary goal, but still with another half of futsal to play. Vargas back to Campesano. Just slowing the game down. Federbegovic opting not to press. Canast. Lovely touch to bring it down. Out wide. Vargas saving it at the near post by Hingracia. And Rowson making the long run. Campesano whacks it into the roof. Not taking any chances there. The fix throw for the Condors. Rowson to Nolan. De Oliveira out wide now. Couple of step overs. Still going De Oliveira. Back to Rowson, who tries to find Nolan at the top of the D. Rowson fell through to Ash Rowson. Wasn't expecting both Condors defenders to miss the ball, so wasn't quite able to control it. And a lovely throw from Zuniga. Federbegovic showing his aerial dominance to win the header. Canast. Campesano. Lofted forward. Gajardo brings it down nicely. And just running out of play there, Ignacio Gajardo. Now the Sharks will get the ball back with 47 seconds left on the clock. I think we as the viewers would love to see another foul before halftime. Both sides on 5 fouls. This game has really heated up. Canast, ball looking for the back post. But off a Sharks defender, and the Condors will have a sideline kick. It's Vargas. Campesano, his shot blocked. Zuniga fires from range. Hinkrashia shooting down the other end, but can't quite find the target. Zuniga to Campesano. Rowson with the interception. Kenas. And the Condors have a 6th foul. So on the stroke of halftime, they have a chance to draw level. We said a foul would be good for the viewers, and I think if you're looking at it from a neutral perspective, you'd want one to go the way of the Condors, which it has. Ash Rowson, the culprit. Was it soft? I'd have to say so, but there was probably just enough in it. As Ignacio Gajardo against Jigga Hinkrashia. 18 seconds left in the first half. Plenty of players on bookings already. Jonathan Silas having some stern words with Miguel de Oliveira, instructing them they need to be behind the ball. Whistle goes. Gajardo misses. A great save by Hinkrashia to hold the lead for the Sharks, but a poor throw. However, he does well enough to deal with the danger in the end. Hinkrashia a little longer this time. De Oliveira wants to foul, trying to draw contact from Campesano. Not enough to win the foul, and the halftime whistle goes. The Sharks lead the Condors 3-2. 2 goals from Flynn Nolan. 1 goal from Miguel de Oliveira. It was enough to separate the early goal from Campesano and the Felipe Avera goal for the Condors. So a cracking contest so far. Really could go either way. Chances at both ends. Fouls being committed for both sides. Plenty of players on bookings. It's what you love to see. And we've got a big second half in store. I'd have to say for the Condors, Nicholas Canast is looking really lively. He's been the danger man for them so far. But really, they've done well as a team. I can't pick a bad player. Santa Banner's return to the side has been much awaited, along with that of Rodrigo Silva. Felipe Vera finding himself on the score sheet once again. And Zuniga, after a bit of a below-par performance by his high standards last week, looks to be back in form for the Sharks. It's been the Flynn Nolan show so far. 2 exquisite finishes. Miguel de Oliveira not far off, trying to make the golden boot race as close as possible, scoring his 8th for the season. And he's got a whole other half to get a 9th and draw level with Ali Millem. The Sharks will obviously want to keep their unbeaten run intact. They won't want to lose touching distance within the top of the table on level points as the West Coast Cobras as it stands. But if the Condors do win, then they will slump to 3rd. Nick Davidson on the bench for the Sharks, the unused substitute so far. So if we can get some support for Nicky D in the comments, that would be good. Hopefully the man will be making an appearance at some stage in the second half. And we're about to get underway. Craig, Harahiru, Rowson across the court looking for the return to Craig. Santabanez, Gajardo. And now it's Felipe Vera given away to Harahiru. He didn't play many minutes in the first half, but was effective while he was on, picking up an assist. And Nolan with this strike missing at the near post. Gajardo. A side ball on the far side for the Condors. Long ball forward by Santa Banas. Nolan. Harahiru. Lovely feet. Flicks it inside. Craig. Still going Craig, but a good sliding challenge from Migliorelli to win the ball back for the Condors. Santa Banas driving forward. Still going. Just can't keep the ball in play. Ralphson. Given away to Gajardo. Migliorelli. Off the left. Ralphson clears the danger. Zuniga. Santa Banas. Down the line. Gajardo trying to take a touch around Harahiru. Deal of Harahiru rather, looking for Nolan. Santa Banas driving forward. And firing off the right. Ingracia diving across his goal. But that one just missing the target. In fact, just being awarded a corner the way of the Condors. Migliorelli out wide, Santa Banas. Inside, and now a chance for Vera. Bit into the grateful arms of Ingracia. Ralphson gets the ball right on the second attempt. Nolan. Can't beat Santa Banas, still going Nolan. Santa Banas. Harahiru with the interception. Harahiru. Craig. The overlapping ball finding Nolan, who's in with another chance, and Migliorelli takes him to ground. And he draws the first foul of the second half. Is David Craig standing over the set piece. Harahiru trying to find a way through, still going. Harahiru clean off the line. Craig on the follow-up, can't convert. Zuniga, Migliorelli out wide. Santa Banas. Gajardo fires from range. Ingracia with the save. And I'm joined in the commentary box by Rockingham Cambio Cumbre and West Coast Cobra star Luke Ross after his 3-2 friendly defeat of Superliga side Alliance FC. Luke, I'm sure you've been keeping up with the stream on the way here. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Yeah, I don't condone driving and watching futsal, but unfortunately I was doing that on the way here. And yeah, it looked like a fiery first half, a few penalty goals and misses, and Flynn Nolan's been as good as usual, but Migliorelli for the Condors has been just as good, and I think this game could go either way. I think we're both hoping for a Condors comeback in the second half, but yeah, it really could go either way. Obviously Sharks missing a lot of their star men. Are you noticing some issues in the team, John, or?
Well, I think they're just on holiday, but yeah, missing 3 of their key players, Brandon Matt Ustazen and Josh Chevelle. However, one thing the Sharks have done really well over the past couple of seasons is improve their depth amongst the club. You know, Feder Begovic, David Craig, 2 of the 4 on the court now. As that shot comes in from the Condors, they can really do a job for you. You know, we've been seeing David Craig do it in the Winter Gatorade SFL for Mandurah Waves this season, and you know, I've liked the look of him since joining the futsal scene. Feder Begovic has been doing it for years, and it's always good to see the big shoes get a run in the top flight. As is there a handball there? Referee says no, and Ashrafson clears, and even Manny Harahiru and Nick Davidson on the bench. We haven't seen either of them for a while. Harahiru has looked good while he's on, but fitness not one of his strong points, which is why we've only seen him on the court for such little minutes. But he did pick up the assist for Flynn Nolan's first goal, and it was an important goal that to really get the Sharks back in the game. A corner for the Condors. Berra over the top. Santa Benes! What a cracker that would have been. Just on the outside of the post, but he struck it with venom. Nolan in the centre, trying to get beyond Migliorelli, but can't. Migliorelli cuts inside. Rowson wins it. And now a 2-on-1 for the Sharks. Rowson trying to flick Nolan through. Migliorelli, he's like a yo-yo up and down the court.
Yeah, the Condors look a lot better when Migliorelli's in the side, that's for sure. I think he was down here when they got the important win over Alliance a few weeks ago. But he just brings that energy that sometimes the Condors boys lack. Yeah, you were saying obviously missing a few players, the Sharks, and I think one thing to notice, Flynn Nolan gets his hat-trick. I think Cristobal Zuniga will be fairly disappointed with himself in that one, but Flynn Nolan will be over the moon getting into the hat-trick and possibly getting his way into that top goal scorers list.
Yeah, Zuniga will be disappointed it went underneath him, but I don't think he saw it until late. And Flynn Nolan picked up player of the round last week. Is it even legal to do it 2 weeks in a row? Because he's making a good case for himself and to try and reduce the deficit on the golden boot as well, as Miguel de Oliveira, who sits equal second in that golden boot, is brought to ground, and the Sharks have a foul on the edge of the area. The Big Cheese making sure the ball is still.
I think there'll only be one man taking this, and we both know it's going to be Miguel de Oliveira.
Well, he scored a couple of set pieces for Byford back in the SFL glory days, and Fedibegovic probably hindered him by laying it off. De Oliveira would have been shooting, better off being shooting direct. Canast! Great save by Hingracia. Canast almost kicking it out his hands, and the referee agreeing.
I think Flynn Nolan's lucky there. He did try and grab Canast back, probably remembered he was on that yellow card. Probably stopped himself.
Yeah, a couple of players got to be careful. Bergqvist on a yellow as well, I believe, and I'm not sure about Miguel de Oliveira. I don't have the score sheet up in front of me.
Yeah,
but
I think he got a yellow as well, but I'm fairly sure, well, I know for a fact that Scarborough Sharks, if they lose this now, it'll be their own faults. They are probably in control, and a 2-goal buffer should be enough to get them over the line, especially the quality they've got on the court. So I think it's theirs to lose 100% now. Another great save there by Hingracia. Obviously going to be playing the full game with no Ethan Hardy on the bench. Vera goes past Emir Fedibegovic, and that was definitely a foul. And I think that gives it 2 fouls each, so probably won't be in much foul trouble this half as there was last time, and that's a timeout for the Condors. They're going to work on a set-piece routine.
yeah, looks like a set-piece specialist to come for the Condors. Jamie Bedoya and Cristobal Zuniga trying to rally the troops and get something working to get themselves back in the game. I think 4-2 does the Condors a little bit of a disservice. They have played well. They have the 10-metre pen at the end of the first half to draw a level, and they've had some good chances, but ever since that early goal that Hingracia conceded, it looks like it's woken him up and snapped him into action because he's been on fire. A couple of instrumental one-on-one saves. And the Condors are ready and roaring to go. It's Canas, Guajardo, Vargas and Vera against Rowson, Craig, De Oliveira and Daniel Bergqvist. Bergqvist and Rowson both transferring over for the ECU Jets. And loving life at the Scarborough Sharks, nearing the top end of the Superliga table.
Shout out to Jonathan and Luke Vassabossi.
Guajardo, Berra, struck by Canast.
I think that one was just a bit too obvious there. That set piece, it looked like it was overly rehearsed. Canast, Vera, snaps a shot, and what a goal Felipe Vera with a snapshot. Is that his second of the game, John?
It is. He scored the goal that put Condors back in the lead 2-1, and now he's given them a lifeline. Felipe Vera, it's what he can do, something out of nothing. I've seen him score those goals time and time again. He's got his back facing the goal, little touch, swift turn, and finished into the corner. Nothing Hingragia could do about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he saw the ball until it was in the back of the net.
Yeah,
so
100%.
game on once again.
Yeah, I think the only criticism I'd have of Condors this game is Vera hasn't played enough for mind. I think they do it some weeks where they sub him off too early. Maybe it's a fitness issue, but I think he's one of the best players in the league in his position at target. And just having a look at the comments now, it looks like the whole of Western Australia wants Nick Davidson on the court. Will they give us what the fans want?
Give Nick a minute. Just give him a minute. He adds something different to the game. He's not afraid to give away a foul. Put his body on the line for the side. He's got a cracking shot off both feet. The last time Nick Davidson featured in the top flight was I think it was a rescheduled game when the Sharks took on the Cobras last season. But that one wasn't actually on the live stream. So I don't think Nick Davidson has been under the lights for quite a while. So
and they are Friday. The Friday night lights are beaming bright. So this is the time for Davidson to step up.
The Friday night lights at Perth Modern.
You can't beat it.
Decent crowd getting ready for the next game. Also, 40-odd viewers between the two live streams on Facebook and YouTube. What more can you want? Can we see another goal go the way of the Condors? Gajardo tries to play inside. Canast. Nolan builds up the play for the Sharks. De Oliveira whipping out the flare. Cuts inside. Fires from range. That one
from Miguel
not
De
finding the
Oliveira
target.
there. That was some good trickery to create just a half a yard for himself, but his shot went just wide. So Ash Rowson with the interception, not having one of his best games today, but it only takes a moment for Rowson to come into stardom. He's got a rocket of a right foot. And that was a bit of a giveaway. The Condors not being pressed overly high, so they can just play the ball around. But with 8 minutes now, I said it was Sharks to lose, and I'd say the Condors have had the momentum in the last few moments. Ash Rowson, it was a good idea there from Rowson. Zuniga, there we go. Look how much time they've got here. The Condors, Sharks have probably, I don't know if they've called their time at this half, but I think they need to. Canast again, battling hard. I know he's one of your favourite players, Canast.
Yeah, I do love Nicholas Canast. Obviously, a former Queenslander, won the Queensland State Futsal League with South Brisbane Fury, and we brought him over to Fremantle FC for the upcoming SFL season. A really good signing, and here he is on the ball now. Gajardo across the face of goal. Canast trying to keep it in. He won't get there. Rowson. De Oliveira in the centre. Back out to Rowson, and that's a dangerous ball.
That was a great save by Zuniga. I don't think he would have seen that till the very last second, but great reflexes from the big man. And here he comes, the bigger man, Emmanuel Harihihu.
Amir Fatabegovic wants to say something on the live stream. What's going on, boss?
Shouts out to the commentators for doing such a good job.
Hey, we appreciate it. Shout out to Amir for being the big cheese, as he's known. Rowson clears it behind. Vargas with the sideline ball. Camposano fires off the right. And ever since scoring that wonderful opener, Camposano has been trying his luck from distance, but hasn't quite struck the jackpot twice just yet. Nolan centers it to Harihiru. Lovely feet. Lays it out to Rowson, who mistouches. Canast across to Camposano, who can't keep it in. De Oliveira will get it back. And the next goal is a crucial one. If it's the Condors, it's game on. If it's the Sharks, it's almost game over. Canast with a chance. Ingracia with the clearance. Taking it quickly there, Canast maybe should have taken a breath, taken his time. Ralston looking over the top. Gets it back. And again with a long ball. This time picking out Miguel de Oliveira perfectly. Nolan, Canast, he went down, no foul given. Nolan to de Oliveira. Cuts inside. Canast, that's a challenge from behind. And he's going into the referee's notebook. Or is he? The referee's making a meal out of it. Is it going to be a card or not?
He was given a red.
A red?
He was given a red.
No way. I can't believe that. Look, it wasn't the best of challenges, but surely not. And you guys watching from home are probably quite pissed off because if anything, we wanted a red card going in the way of the Scarborough Sharks. Now it's probably going to be...
The coach has been sent off as well.
No way. Coach Jamie Bedoya has been sent off for the Condors. So it's gone from bad to worse. And moments earlier, we said the next goal was going to be very decisive. The odds have skyrocketed in the Sharks' favour. It really is theirs to lose now. A goal up, a man up, a coach up. Pretty much every statistic favours the men in orange. And Nolan, can he make them pay? And it's a big blow for the Condors, who are going to miss their best player next week.
For 2 weeks, if it's a straight red.
2 weeks. Santa Banners.
Condors will do well to not concede here and keep themselves in the game.
If the Condors can get themselves back in the match, it really will be one of the great escapes.
Yeah, I think they need to get Vera back on. They need a bit of experience.
They're going to have to see out the next 2 minutes. Just waste as much time as they can. Just sit back and absorb the pressure. But Manny Harahiru's got it in the corner. Tries to play it across the face of goal. And now it's a 2-on-2 up the other end. Gajardo, Vargas, just can't keep it in.
Unfortunate, but that's all the Condors really can do. Just counter-attack and hope something falls in their favour. I think they'll be playing now to not concede and then try and put everything under for that last 2 minutes of stop clock.
Oh, de Oliveira going flying off the ball. I'm not sure what happened here.
He was grabbed back on that one. I think Jonathan Salas may have missed that pull back.
All going on at Subiaco. Harahiru trying to work the overload. Time running out for the Sharks. They want to make it count.
What a ball that was, Smash Rowson. That was very good, and I don't think Jonathan Salas has actually seen that one because he never called the rolling foul, and the Condors have called their second time out of the half. They 100% called it for the free kick.
Dementia in play for the referees. China Campos remembers now. And she's had to say, no, boys, you've already had one. Nice try, but you're not going to fool me this time. And no, it looks like they did catch the rolling foul. Vargas went into the book.
Yeah, I know.
Behind the plate.
Yeah, Jonathan Salas definitely didn't see the free kick, so I think he's just relied on Miguel de Oliveira's reaction. If I'm being honest, that was a terrible throw from Zuniga. Nolan could finish this. Miguel shoulder to shoulder. That's a good tackle. Well worked there by Miguel Orelli. Zuniga wasn't expecting that one, and they need to get behind the ball. It's 2 against 4 at the moment, and Rousino, he wastes that one. It was a 2 against 4, and Condors can bring their man back on. They have. So well done there from the Condors. Not conceding, and it's given away from Miguelelli, and De Oliveira can finish it, gives it to Nolan. Nolan spins out of 2 tackles. For Nolan, what a save! Cristobal Zuniga. That was unreal.
That was a clutch save. He got save of the week last week. Could he get it again with that one-handed masterclass?
And we've got a timeout now so we can all calm ourselves down. Just having a look at the comments. Zephyr McPherson doesn't think it was a red. I'll have to agree. I think it was, it wasn't a great challenge, but a straight red's a little bit harsh. Time to bring on the deadly Davidson. Tom Robles, I agree with you.
Look, now is time. 2 minutes to go. They've got a lead. Bring the king on, Nick Davidson. Give him the ball and he will score. Left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. for the Condors. I mean, look, they've seen out the 2 minutes without conceding. And that would have given them some momentum, you'd have to think. They've got Felipe Vera on the court, who's already got a brace. If he can find the back of the net once again, with the form he's in, it's not looking all that unlikely. Zuniga's in good form. He's been reliable when called upon. And they just need that one chance, that one break to draw level. They've got 2 minutes and 29 seconds plus stop clock to go. Begovic, De Oliveira, out to Nolan. Back to De Oliveira. Back out to Nolan. Sharks just keeping the ball nicely. Rowson. Ball in the centre. Begovic uses his body well. Through the legs of Camposano! And that would have been a thundercracker from Emir Begovic. But unfortunately for the Big Cheese, his effort was powerful, but it was straight at Zuniga. Nolan fires off the right once again. The Condors observing the pressure well. De Oliveira trying to back roll to Rowson. It's fallen through to Zuniga, who's coming off his line. The ball over the top from Vera, a little bit rushed.
Yeah, that was great work rate there from the Big Cheese, but everyone giving the ball away probably a little bit too easy. This chaotic game is only going to suit the Condors. The Sharks need to calm it down, and ball in the middle. Camposano wins it, and this is the chance for Condors. They've got the man over. Camposano on the right slows it down and gives it away, and that's not what you need. He started the game so well with that unreal goal, but he's finishing it not as well. They need to get Migarelli back on. He's the danger man up top. Well defended there. Begovic holds it up, and Flynn Nolan coming out of nowhere wins the side ball for his boys. And David Craig's going to take this side ball. I think Begovic, an unnecessary no-look pass. Well defended there, and Craig's gone to the ground, and this is it. Condors, he's giving it away through the middle, and Norwich, a 3v2. They've got to make it count. De Oliveira cuts in on his right, and bodies flying everywhere. Double block. David Craig. Oh, he just needs to square it to De Oliveira. It's a goalkeeper's ball. Zuniga, and he rolls it out. It's Condors. They're going to be one of their last rolls of the dice. A minute to go. Vera does well. Could have had a foul there. It's not been given. Vera, side ball.
In the centre. Vera with a toe poke. They've got a corner. They've got to send numbers forward. Zuniga's at the halfway line. They need to roll the dice. Santabanez on the volley with the left. Out to Vera. Trying to work a shot. Is it in the near post? Felipe Vera! Oh! Would you believe it? We said if anyone was going to score, it was going to be him. And Felipe Vera is right on the money. It went under Hingragia, who didn't see it until late. And the Sharks, who were 2 goals up, a man up, have 51 seconds to fix it. And they want to go 5th man, a high-risk, high-reward tactic. You've got to say, now, Luke, we're going to see a winner. There's no way this game's going to end level, surely. Nolan, he's wasting valuable seconds. Got to move it quickly. Craig, De Oliveira, Nolan. Back to De Oliveira. The Condors win it up high. They've got an empty net. De Oliveira, Nolan. Just working it between the two of them. In the corner to Craig. And 27 seconds left. The clock will stop.
Yeah, the 5th man's not good enough. They've got to get a shot off.
Oh, Zuniga! If he had caught that, he could have had a shot. They've got a corner. They've got a corner. What can they muster up here? Nolan. Begovic. In the corner. Craig. Surely one last chance. De Oliveira. Cuts inside. Oh! Would you believe it? Miguel De Oliveira wins the game for the Sharks. Puts himself level in the golden boot race. And surely there's not one last twist of the tail.
What a finish that was from Miguel De Oliveira.
Now the Condors are running at it with a 5th man. Vera. Gajardo across to Vera. Can he be the hero once again? Shot blocked. That's
He's
it.
got to shoot. He's got to shoot.
And the final whistle goes. The Scarborough Sharks win the match in the most dramatic fashion. It was 2 goals for Miguel de Oliveira, 2 goals for Flynn Nolan, and
Flynn Nolan with the hat-trick.
Flynn Nolan with a hat-trick. I was going to say, I can't remember who scored the other one. So a hat-trick for Nolan, a double for De Oliveira was enough to cancel out the hat-trick up the other end for Vera. Claudio Camposano
Always.
scoring the first. But
Cap.
make sure you don't go anywhere. Another big clash on our hands. Longobarda against Footscarves FC. We'll be back in just a moment with the live stream. Make sure you stick around.